Welcome to this lesson on absolute extrema, also known as global maximum and minimum. This is a fundamental concept in Calculus 1, specifically in the application of derivatives. In this video, we will explore what it means to find the absolute highest and lowest values of a function on an interval, and I will show you a reliable method to calculate them. Let's start with the definition. What exactly are absolute extrema? An absolute maximum is simply the highest point on the entire interval. In mathematical terms, f of c is an absolute maximum if it is greater than or equal to f of x for every other x in the domain. Similarly, an absolute minimum is the lowest point on the entire interval, where the function value is less than or equal to all other values. It is important to distinguish between global and local extrema. Look at this graph. The red dot represents the absolute maximum. It is the highest peak of all. The blue dot represents the absolute minimum, the lowest valley. The green dots are local extrema. They are peaks and valleys relative to their immediate neighbors, but they are not the highest or lowest overall. Today, we are interested in the big ones, the red and blue dots. There is a very famous theorem in calculus called the Extreme Value Theorem. It guarantees the existence of a max and min under two specific conditions. First, the function must be continuous. Second, it must be on a closed interval, meaning the interval includes its endpoints, a and b. If these conditions are met, the function is guaranteed to have both an absolute maximum and an absolute minimum. Why do we need the function to be continuous? Look at this example. Imagine a graph that goes up towards a peak, but there is a hole right at the top. Because of that hole, the function never actually reaches that maximum value. It gets closer and closer, but never touches it. Therefore, without continuity, an absolute maximum might not exist. Similarly, why do we need a closed interval? Consider the simple line y equals x on the open interval 0 to 1. The graph approaches the height of 1, but because the endpoint is an open circle, it never reaches exactly 1. It also never reaches exactly 0. In this case, there is no absolute maximum and no absolute minimum. So how do we find them? We use the closed interval method. It has 4 steps. Step 1, find the derivative. Step 2, find the critical points where the derivative is 0 or undefined. Step 3, evaluate the function at the critical points and at the endpoints. Step 4, compare the values. The biggest number is your max and the smallest is your min. Let's try a problem. We need to find the absolute extrema of the function f of x equals 3x to the 4th power minus 4x cubed. We are looking on the closed interval from -1 to 2. You can see the graph here, but we will solve this algebraically to be precise. First, we take the derivative. Using the power rule, f prime of x becomes 12x cubed minus 12x squared. Next, we set this derivative equal to 0 to find our critical numbers. We can factor out 12x squared, leaving us with x minus 1. Setting each part to 0 gives us two critical numbers, x equals 0 and x equals 1. Both of these are inside our interval, so we keep them both. Now for the crucial step, evaluation. We must plug our x values back into the original function. F of x we evaluate at the endpoints, -1 and 2, and at our critical points, 0 and 1. At -1, we get 7. At 0, we get 0. At 1, we get -1. And at the endpoint 2, we calculate 48 minus 32, which gives us 16. Finally, we compare our results in a table. Our y values are 7, 0, -1, and 16. Which is the largest? 16. So 16 is our absolute maximum. Which is the smallest? -1. So -1 is our absolute minimum. Notice how the critical point at 0 was neither a max nor a min in the global sense. To wrap up, remember that absolute extrema are the overall highest and lowest values. The Extreme Value Theorem guarantees they exist for continuous functions on closed intervals. To find them, just find your critical points, test them along with the endpoints, and compare the results. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your calculus studies.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.